Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Beautiful downtown Melbourne studios. Alan Slaughterzinski with you here tonight, and I have a very special guest tonight. They're all special guests, but the student athlete, this young woman, has had an extraordinary career at Satellite High School that wrapped up last weekend at Silver Spurs Arena over in Kissimmee, Osceola, and I tell you what, she really opened our eyes to the sport of wrestling for girls and women. And in fact, she's going to go to college and wrestle in college. And we're going to talk about all of that, Lock Haven University, in fact. So please help me welcome here tonight via video link, Satellite Senior and Lock Haven University commit, Lucy Maris. Lucy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Congratulations on a state runner-up finish. Listen, all you can ever ask to do from year to year is to do better than you did the year before. You certainly accomplished that. You went up against an extremely tough wrestler in Gabby Perez. I believe she was undefeated throughout the last 2 years. You gave her a fit. Congratulations. Looking back on your wrestling career in high school, what are some of the moments that stand out to you, Lucy?
I think some of the moments that stand out to me would be my first year, my sophomore year, when I qualified for regionals in the boys division. I think this year I won third at knockout. Obviously I won second at state this year, and last year I was third, so that's a step up.
Yeah.
I think one match that was special to me during the state was my match against Aubriana Apple, because her and I were in a different weight class last year. I beat her at state last year at 125, and then this year I moved up to 135. And she had beaten me twice during the season. And then at states, I just kind of, got out of my head and actually wrestled my match. And I beat her, I beat her. So that was great, but she's a great competitor, and so is Gabby. I'm happy with how I did, and overall, I think she was really good for me. And I have cargo this Super 32, and just training really hard for freestyle and college.
It was, of course, you're talking about Aubriana Apple out of Clay, right?
Yes.
Okay, Aubrey. Yeah, she finished in third place. She beat Giovanna Coppola out of Lemon Bay for that third place match last week in 135. I haven't had an opportunity to talk to you since you committed to Lock Haven University, so I want to know why was Lock Haven, you felt, I know we had put it in the article we did on you, but tell us why Lock Haven was the right place for you to continue all of this in your life.
So Lock Haven I've been interested in for about 2 years now. My uncle wrestled there. He was in college. He was a walk-on, and I visited the campus a while back in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And I went and visited the campus, and I really liked it. I met the coaches and the staff, and then this previous summer, I visited because Coach Blackie had asked me to visit the girls. I stayed with the girls on the team, and it was just really fun. I loved the environment. I loved the team. I've never really had girlfriends. High school, like growing up, that have the same goals and visions that I do, and like to do the same things that I do. So just being surrounded with about 12 to 14 of those girls that I can connect with on that level was something that I really special. I also really like sports. I like watching theater. I like the academics to get over. And I also both wrestling and marine biology and veterinary sciences and everything like that. And those are two things I want to pursue as I grow up. And I just think it's the best fit for me. I love the area. And
What
again, I love the people.
What about the cold, Lucy? It gets cold in Lock Haven. Snows a lot there. Are you prepared for the cold?
I actually moved to Florida from Alaska.
Oh, so you're ready.
Yeah.
Tell me about Alaska. Do you remember when did you move to Florida from Alaska?
7th grade. So
Oh,
I was in Alaska from
wow.
6th grade. 'Cause I was
Wow.
in the Air Force.
So what was it like living in Alaska, Lucy?
Really unique.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, I would kind of throw on my
Wow.
every morning to walk to the bus stop.
Yeah, I mean, isn't there times where you go through like where the sun never goes down or it never comes up, right?
Yeah, during the summer, it would be like the sun would still be up and it'd be like 1 a.m.
How weird is that? That's got to be crazy.
It was really weird.
I'll bet it was. We're here with Satellite Senior Lucy Maris, who finished as the state runner-up in girls wrestling this year in 135 pounds. And Lucy, as the interview is airing, obviously we're pre-recording it, but her stats and all are on the screen. And so, Lucy, let me ask you. I mean, you were a cheerleader as well. Obviously, once you get to college, those things. Can you still do both? Do you want to do both? How will that work for you?
So Lock Haven Cheer is a club, and me personally, I don't want to continue cheer in college.
Gotcha.
Because it was more of a social thing for me.
I got you.
I really want to focus on wrestling.
You're really good at it, though. I know a lot of are really good at cheerleading, and it was really neat this year as Brevard County entered into competitive cheer. All right, so let's talk about next year. What's next for you? What is? How does this process work now? When do you go? When do you report to Lock Haven? Obviously, with the high school wrestling season over, coaches are probably a little bit more in contact. So, how does all this work for you moving forward?
So I'm going to leave to go to Lock Haven around the same time that a normal college student would.
July.
Yeah, like early August.
Gotcha.
End of July. But over the summer,
Do they send you a training program they want you to adhere to now?
so I'm not gonna start training with them or doing their regiments until I get there.
I got you.
I have Nick Maribel and Tim Boda.
Okay.
They're two of my coaches at the club in over the bridge in Melbourne.
Okay.
So they're
All
both
right.
world members. They're really well known, really awesome, really great wrestlers. And
Now, is there a national competition you've qualified for, or how does that work?
so last summer I qualified for Fargo, which is like the biggest national tournament in
Uh huh.
this country. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go because I got injured at Disney Duels
Right.
before. But this summer I'm going to qualify again, and I'm going to go. It's the biggest freestyle tournament in America, really.
Well, you let us know what you need. If we can help you fundraise a little bit for the trip or whatever we can help you do, you make sure you let us know, because we want to make sure that you definitely get that opportunity to go and stay healthy so that you can get that opportunity. We're here with Lucy Maris, Satellite Senior. All right, Lucy, so now that wrestling is over and spring break is coming up, let's talk about the good stuff. And the good stuff is what's coming up as a senior. Out of all the activities, prom's coming, grad bash and all of the events that are coming up for seniors. What's Lucy Maris looking what are you looking forward to the most, Lucy?
Graduating.
She just said graduating, getting across that stage, and getting on to Lock Haven. Man, I tell you, you've been a lot of fun to cover, Lucy. I think you're a tremendous student athlete. There's not ever been anybody that I've ever talked to about you that doesn't have a kind thing to say about you, not just wrestling, but who you are as a person off the mat and off the courts and fields of the sidelines cheering as well. So for you, what are you going to miss most when you go to Lock Haven about being here? What will you miss most about being here, do you think, besides your family?
I'm really going to miss my team as a whole.
Gotcha.
I think it'll be really difficult for me to, compete and wrestle without them because it's just such a strong support system that I have with them.
Yes.
And probably gonna miss the beach.
Yeah, I'm sure. That. I mean, you are as landlocked can be in Lock Haven. But listen, I grew up in Baltimore and spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania playing hockey, and so I don't know what it is about Pennsylvania, but I too feel like you. There are certain parts of it that I really love, and you know what? That central part up through the northwestern part of the state, I love it. I love it up there. Lucy, I guess as we wrap up here, what advice would you want to leave to other girls that may be thinking? I've asked you this question before, but I think it's important now with another year under your belt, and you're now a state runner-up, and I think if anybody is qualified to speak to underclassmen, it's you. What message do you have for not just the girls out there, but maybe the guys that may not think that, they want to wrestle, but they may think that it's not for them, they can't do it? What would you tell them?
I think that it's important to be able to push yourself to things that you might not have thought you were capable of, and I think wrestling is a great example of that because you never know. Well, let's just put it this way. I think there's being fit, and I think there's being wrestling fit. And I think wrestling gives you a certain mental strength that you didn't think you had at some point. I think it's important to be able to separate your social life and having goals. And I think that kids should not worry so much about, hanging out with people, having a certain number of friends, just always being in the know of what's going on around them or being so consumed with other people's lives and other people's problems. I think it's important for people to find something that suits them and to really focus on that because, when you graduate high school, you're not going to really think back and be like, oh yeah, that one party I went to one time, like that was so great. I'm going to, in a few years, all I'm going to think about when I look back on high school is my wrestling and the things that I accomplished in season and where that has led me to now. And it's important that people just really have a set path in life and know how to get there. And I think that comes with experience and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and just not being afraid to fail.
I don't know. I've asked that question a million times. I don't know that I've ever had an answer that's, and I mean this, Lucy, that's more captivating, more honest and sincere than what you just delivered. I think that was a beautifully said response to a very difficult question when you stop and think about it. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And I want to go back and touch on something you said when you said there's fit and then there's wrestling fit. Being around student athletes and professional athletes and college athletes as I've been for most of my adult life, I can tell you that the two best conditioned athletes on the planet, and in this order, one are wrestlers and two are swimmers. I don't think you're going to find two better conditioned athletes than wrestlers and swimmers. And I don't mean any disrespect to swimmers to put them second, but there is a lot. I've seen some just wicked workout sessions for wrestlers, and swimmers go through it too. And I think that may shock a lot of people, but I'm telling you, what wrestlers and swimmers do to keep their bodies in shape is absolutely amazing. Lucy, speaking of amazing, you have been amazing. Thank you for taking 15 minutes here tonight and spending with us here on Brevard Sports Network. Congratulations on an outstanding career. Promise you'll keep us up to date with things going on at Lock Haven, and we wish you nothing but the best in your education and your college athletic career. Thank you so much, Lucy.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So that is just awesome, and I'm still reflecting on the answer she gave me. So for Lucy Maris, I am Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network.